Hello, everyone, and welcome to the National Black MBA Association's HBCU Career Crash Course webinar. Thank you for joining us. Before we get started, I would like to take a moment to acquaint you with a few features of this web event technology. At any time, you may adjust your audio using your computer volume settings. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see the Q&A window. To submit a question, type your question in the small text box at the bottom, and when finished, click the Send button. You may do this at any time during the program. All questions that you submit are only seen by today's presenters. Questions will be responded to in the order in which they are received and will be addressed at the end of the presentation. However, please note that due to time constraints, our speakers may not respond to all questions submitted. At this time, I would like to introduce our first speaker, LaPrae George, Senior Director of Chapters, Members, and University Relations with the National Black MBA Association. LaPrae?
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the National Black MBA Association, I would like to welcome you to our HBCU Career Crash Course. We are excited to have you join us this afternoon and hope that you are all remaining safe during these unprecedented times. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to disrupt our lives, this is the perfect time to redefine what success means to you. The path ahead will likely look different than what you expected, so now is the time to proactively expand your networks and cultivate multiple paths for your new reality. At National Black MBA, we recognize historically Black colleges and universities as a true source of academic accomplishment and great pride for the Black community as well as the entire nation. We are here to support you by providing opportunities and exposure to resources that will assist you on your educational journey and as you prepare to enter the workforce. Today's webinar is just the first in a series of sessions designed to demonstrate the ways in which you are able to engage with National Black MBA and best equip yourself to accomplish the goals you set. During today's webinar, we will share information about who we are, the value of student membership, ways to engage locally, our exciting annual conference and national case competition, how you can get connected, and finally, we'll leave some time at the end to get any immediate questions you might have answered. The National Black MBA represents what is possible by effectively positioning Black students for high levels of success. Similar to the ways HBCUs were created to meet the educational needs of Black students who previously had few opportunities to attend college, National Black MBA was created to meet the professional development needs of Black students preparing to enter the workforce. We are one of the largest Black professional development organizations in the United States. We have a network of Black professionals all around the world that are also committed to your success. We are over 14,000 members strong, of which 50% of those are students just like you, and 39 local chapters across the country. Overall, the National Black MBA Association prepares future leaders like you to succeed in the challenging environments that exist in our country today. The idea for the National Black MBA Association was conceived 50 years ago as a way for Blacks to share experiences and insights to help make a difficult journey easier. Our mission remains in line with the original intention as we continue to help promote educational and economic enrichment to our 14,000 student and professional members throughout all stages of their career development. We are able to remain focused on our mission by adhering to 5 key channels when we engage with our key stakeholders. The first is education. Through the education channel, we are providing access to scholarship dollars through our collegiate and corporate partners. The second is career. Through the Career Channel, we host the largest diversity career fair in September, where over 170 companies seek access to Black talent. The third channel is entrepreneurship. Through programs such as our Scale Up Pitch Challenge, we invite members to take part in our version of a Shark Tank pitch competition. The fourth channel is leadership. Through leadership, you're able to develop the ability to lead, to utilize resources, and achieve outcomes to navigate challenges. And the fifth channel is lifestyle. Through the Lifestyle Channel, we try to provide a sense of community to positively impact the quality of life and personal growth of our members. Since its inception, the National Black MBA has made a difference for student members by providing access, professional development, networking opportunities, and holistic support. Some of the ways this is accomplished is through helping relieve your financial burden by offering multiple scholarship opportunities, by providing access to our Career Success Network, which is an online career exploration resource that I'll talk more about in a minute, our National Business Case Competition is designed to challenge you while also providing you an opportunity to demonstrate your value to our corporate partners. We'll take a deeper dive into that later also. By taking part in local chapter networking events, and in some cases these events will even happen right on your campus, as we have several local chapters that maintain partnerships with institutions across the country. We'll hear from one of our local chapter presidents to learn more about the best ways to get involved in a moment. Conference discounts. We provide all student members with a significant registration discount to attend our annual conference. And access to our monthly webinar series. While today's webinar is open to all, we offer member-only webinar series where we invite guest speakers to share their expertise on topics that are relevant to the Black community as a whole. In future webinars, we will discuss other student member benefits, including the ways you can remain connected to National Black MBA Network by forming a collegiate chapter right on your campus. Here's a quick snapshot of the overall impact of National Black MBA. We are proud to have over 14,000 members currently engaged across the country. We remain connected to over 300 corporate partners, most representing companies listed in the Fortune 500. We award over $1 million in scholarships to deserving student members and provide job and internship placements to thousands of members each and every year. As mentioned previously, as a student member, you have access to both corporate and collegiate scholarship opportunities at both national and local levels. We share corporate scholarship opportunities from companies such as PNC, John Deere, and Ford, just to name a few. There are countless others. These organizations demonstrate their commitment by offering real dollars to help you relieve your financial burden and help you graduate without accumulating tremendous amounts of debt. We have formal partnerships with close to 40 schools across the country, including 10 HBCUs. These institutions are providing assistance to current undergrad students as well as students preparing to begin their journey at the graduate level. Through these combined corporate and collegiate efforts, we are able to award over $1 million in scholarships to our student members each year. Throughout the year, student members can tap into our online job board and resume database called the Career Success Network. This service allows qualified students who are seeking full-time, part-time, internships, seasonal, and temporary positions in various industries. Members that use the Career Success Network arrive to the annual conference with interviews already scheduled. This is a huge advantage, as you will want to always find ways to begin the conversation with recruiters before non-members. By posting your resume and reaching out to recruiters, this places you at top-of-mind awareness as they learn more about you and your specific skill sets. In addition to the services provided on campus through your respective career services departments, you can use the Career Success Network to find your fit. Determining which career is the best fit for you can feel overwhelming. Whether you are graduating this year or a few years from now, the Career Success Network can help you find and prepare for your next move. Our career exploration resources and self-assessments will help you identify your interests, evaluate your skills, and put it all together to help you set goals and create an action plan. In this competitive environment, it's important to make sure your resume and cover letter stand out from the pack. You don't want a standard resume, you want a winning resume. Through the Career Success Network, you can make an appointment to have your resume reviewed by a professional or take advantage of some of the resume workshops offered by our local chapters to achieve the same goal. Once you've defined your strengths and your resume is tight, you'll be ready to research companies based on your interests and begin applying. In future webinars, we'll take a deeper dive into the availability of job prep workshops offered virtually and throughout our local chapters across the country. At this time, I would like to introduce you to the president of the Chicago chapter of National Black MBA, Ms. Amelia Jackson. Amelia will share information about some of the available local chapter resources and the best ways to engage with one of our local chapters. Amelia, over to you.
Thank you, LaPrey, and good afternoon, HBCU students. I am honored to share with you the benefits of joining and engaging with a local chapter. I began my journey with the National Black MBA Association while I was an MBA student in Chicago back in 2006. I became a student member of the organization and sought out ways to get involved with the Chicago chapter. Volunteering in various capacities was the route that I took, and I had a hand in the creation and development of multiple events and programs, chairing several committees such as our Education and our Leaders of Tomorrow High School Mentoring Program, holding officer roles such as treasurer and vice president of programming, and now president of the largest chapter in the Midwest. Within every role that I was involved in, I received development opportunities that allowed for me to grow in leadership and gain access to industry leaders and job opportunities that have taken my career to the next level. This is why I am excited about speaking with you on today about the benefits of joining this great organization and the valuable opportunities that you will receive at the local level. So let's get started. Each chapter has access to multiple resources, from career advancement programming to scholarships. Local chapters work diligently to ensure that each member receives a return on his or her investment. So how does one gain access to these resources? Well, first, you're going to seek out chapter listings in your area via our national website. That address is www.nbmbaa.org. You're going to select your preferred city and review the chapter's website. You're going to reach out to the president or membership director and inquire about local programming. Next, you're going to make sure that you are added to that chapter's email distribution list. You want to stay abreast of what's going on. Then you want to begin attending these events and programs hosted by that particular chapter. Finally, you want to inquire about how you can contribute to the mission of the National Black MBA Association. As LaPrey mentioned in his presentation, the National Black MBA Association activates programming through 5 channels of engagement. The first being education, then career, entrepreneurship, leadership, and finally, lifestyle. Local chapters engage with their members via these same channels. We feel that it is important to develop programming that challenges and expands the way that we think and do business. The Chicago chapter is no different, as we create quality programs that opens the doors for our members to grow expeditiously in their careers and within their networks. Our programming is not limited, as you can see. Our events cater to students, mid-level professionals, executives, and entrepreneurs. We cover how to write winning resumes, ace the interview, and land the job. We explore careers in technology and commercial real estate. We give out scholarships and volunteer within our communities. Here are some programs that we have executed in 2020 thus far. And as business and the environment continue to change, we will adopt strategies that will yield more innovative programming that will be crucial to your professional development. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about what the Chicago chapter does, please visit us at www.ccmbmbaa.org. And when you visit us, you're going to learn that we have some upcoming virtual events such as our Careers and Professional Development Power Hour, our Resume and Interviewing Workshop, our Facebook Fireside Chat in honor of Small Business Week, our second quarter virtual membership meeting, and the Aftermath Meetup, an entrepreneurship event. We want you to get involved with your local chapters. They have similar events that they put on each month. And in order to access those events, you have to access those chapters. Please reach out to your local chapter markets, your presidents, your membership directors through the national office so that you can learn how you can get involved today. Thank you so much for allowing me to share with you how you can access resources from your local chapter. And now I will turn it back over to LaPrey.
Thank you very much for that great information, Amelia. So this year marks the 50th anniversary of the inception of National Black MBA. We are also celebrating our 42nd annual conference and exposition later this year in the nation's capital of Washington, D.C. Each year, National Black MBA hosts the country's largest career fair for Black talent. At this amazing event, there are hundreds of major corporations and other significant employers in attendance seeking highly educated and diverse talent to fill a wide range of available positions. From an employer's perspective, having access to such a large pool of Black talent is an important contribution to National Black MBA's overall effectiveness and success. We hope to see you there. So for those of you that will be attending the conference for the first time this year, here's an example of what you will witness. As these students and professionals prepare to enter the career fair, you should consider this a major source of positive affirmation that you are in the right place. As you connect with employers, you'll also have the opportunity to connect with hundreds of business professionals and students with similar values and aspirations. I'd like to again stress the importance of having an accomplished-based resume, targeting the job you want, as well as having a prepared elevator pitch that will help introduce who you are to prospective employers. Aside from the career fair, as I mentioned previously, you'll have the opportunity to be interviewed on site. You can take part in the national case competition, which we'll hear more about in a moment. There are keynote luncheons where you hear from experts on topics that are relevant to our larger community. There are various breakout sessions, workshops, and seminars that offer additional professional development. The Scale Up Pitch Challenge, as I mentioned, is like our version of Shark Tank. A town hall forum, and the ever-popular collegiate reception where you get a chance to unwind and connect with students from institutions across the country. Each year, there are students from over 100 different institutions in attendance, and it's worth noting that over half of all conference attendees are students, just like you. Here's a quick snapshot of just a few of the companies that were in attendance at last year's conference. This should give you a quick idea of the various types of industries that are represented, and further confirming that when you do your research, you'll find success at the conference. We'll spend some time in a future webinar discussing the ways in which you would do your research on companies to find the best fit for you. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to our National Case Competition Manager, Mrs. Chanel Pugh. Chanel has managed our case competition for several years now and works closely with case team advisors and our sponsors. Chanel will take a few minutes to tell you more about the competition and how you can get involved. Over to you, Chanel.
Good afternoon, students. My name is Chanel Pugh, and I'm the association's Case Competition Director. I've been fortunate enough to serve in this capacity for the organization since 2013, and I find immense pleasure in supporting the development of the next generation of business leaders. Today, I'm going to provide an overview of the case competition process and help you understand why you should strongly consider participating in this year's 2020 competition. The National Black MBA Case Competition is one of the association's signature events. This annual program aligns with our education, career, and leadership channels of engagement, as LaPrey and Amelia referenced earlier in the webinar. The case competitions take place at the association's annual conference, and both of these programs are an important aspect of the student member conference experience. Semifinalists are announced during the ribbon cutting ceremony for the career fair, and the winners are announced at the annual Impact Awards Gala. Our graduate MBA case competition has been sponsored by Fiat Chrysler Automobiles for the past 25 years. 36 teams representing the nation's top MBA programs compete every year. for $50,000 in cash prizes and employment opportunities. For the graduate case competition, students are given an Fiat Chrysler Automobiles business problem to solve. The National Black MBA Graduate Business Case Competition is also one of the most anticipated business school events of the year. The National Black MBA Undergraduate Business Case Competition was first hosted or inaugurated in 2015. 20 teams compete every year, with more than half of the teams representing HBCU institutions. They compete for $30,000 in cash prizes and internship opportunities. Past sponsors have included Delta Airlines and Walmart Incorporated. In 2019, the case competition participants were surprised by CEO Doug McMillan. The undergraduate business case competition focuses on a selected Harvard Business Review case. So at this time, I'd like to give an overview of the case competition process. Student teams are given a complex business problem or case study to analyze and solve with their team within 4 weeks. Teams are managed and coached by a faculty or administrative advisor from their institution. Student consultants present their analysis and recommendations to a panel of senior-level judges representing a broad cross-section of industries, sectors, and functional areas. Team members interface directly with judges and sponsors via a Shark Tank-style Q&A exercise. Best teams of the preliminary round advance to the final round to compete for the scholarship prizes. Winning teams and best presenters take home awards and are extended an opportunity to interview with program sponsors on site. Winning teams are invited to attend the National Black MBA Impact Awards Gala, where the winners of the case competition will be announced. All presentations are held in person, and teams are evaluated on the strength of their use of business analysis tools, their strategy and implementation, their financial projections, their overall presentation skills, and their responses during the question and answer section. We also implement a team anonymity rule, which allows the judges to judge fairly, eliminating all bias. Just to give you a sense, here are a few examples of past case studies that we've assigned to student teams in the past. Please note that for the graduate case competition, Fiat Chrysler Automobile develops their case studies, and these are proprietary case studies. For the undergraduate case competition, the case studies are extracted from the Harvard Business Review database. So you might be wondering why the case competition is considered an invaluable career development and leadership development opportunity for students. The case competition gives you an opportunity to apply the analytical and market research skills you've learned in your business courses to a real-world business problem. Participation in the competition gives you unique face time with hiring managers representing Fortune 500 companies, government agencies, consulting firms, and business institutions. You also get access to unique internship and employment opportunities that may not be advertised elsewhere. Participation in case competition is seen pretty universally as a resume enhancer, and mention of participation in any case competition, whether you place or not, leaves a favorable impression with potential employers. You may or may not know this, but your participation in the case competition is early preparation for the case study style of interviewing at management consulting firms such as Accenture, Deloitte, and McKinsey. And we can't stress enough the exposure that a case competition offers a student. Not only do you get unique exposure analyzing a case study for the first time in depth, but you also get a little bit of insight into how other teams and how other students and other institutions think about how to problem solve. You get insight into their thinking, their solutions, and their resources that they use to make their case. And also remember, what you learn outside of the classroom is just as important as what you learn inside of the classroom. This experiential learning opportunity is definitely an invaluable one. What are the criteria for eligibility? You might be wondering. Student teams must register for the case competition through a faculty or administrative advisor. Students cannot sign up on their own. There are no exceptions to this rule, unfortunately. Teams must consist of 3 primary team members and 1 alternate team member. At least 2 of the primary team members must be African American. Per scholarship guidelines, team members must be U.S. or Canadian citizens or legal permanent residents, and all team members must be enrolled full-time in a college or university at the time of the competition. These are just a few excerpts from our full competition guideline and rules document. That complete document will be provided to your advisor upon registration. So please coordinate with your advisor to get a copy of that document. You might be wondering, what are the scholarship prize levels? For the graduate case competition, the first place team goes home with $25,000, the second place team goes home with $15,000, and the third place team goes home with $10,000. For the undergraduate case competition, the first place team goes home with $15,000, the second place team goes home with $10,000, and the third place team goes home with $5,000. So now that you have all of the information around the case competition process, the eligibility requirements, and the case for participating, are you ready to showcase your skills at the 2020 National Black MBA Case Competition? Are you ready to prove your ability to work collaboratively as a contributing member of a team? Are you ready to demonstrate your analytical research, strategic thinking, problem solving, and decision-making skills? Are you ready to display your critical thinking skills and ability to think on your feet? Are you ready to practice your communication skills through effective delivery of presentation and visual aids? Congratulations to first place winner of the 2019 Undergraduate Case Competition, Howard University. Congratulations to the first place winner of the 2018 Undergraduate Case Competition, South Carolina State University. Here's a bit of the social media coverage for both our undergraduate and graduate case competitions. These are just a few posts and tweets from our participants and sponsors sharing how impactful their case competition experience has been. Paying attention to the middle Facebook post, you'll see that our 2019 undergraduate case competition students were surprised by Walmart CEO Doug McMillon, who offered some sage career advice and insights around the Walmart e-commerce case study that was assigned to the students. Mr. McMillan hung around for selfies afterwards and brought his team of recruiters to engage with students interested in interning with Walmart. For students and teams that are interested in participating in the 2020 National Black MBA Case Competition, we are currently signing up schools who want to receive an invitation to officially register in May. The case competition dates for 2020 are September 23rd through 25th, and the competition will be taking place in Washington, D.C. Please have your Career Services Director get in touch with Dr. Calvin Moore, and he will guide them through the registration process.
Thank you very much, Chanel. Great information, and I'm sure several students are excited to take part in the competition this year. As we wrap up today's HBCU Career Crash Course webinar, I want to share the best way to get connected with National Black MBA. For a minimal investment, you are sure to learn more about yourself while developing your soft skills through various networking opportunities and engaging with a diverse group of professionals with similar interests. All in all, you will become a more well-rounded individual. While you are currently in school to pursue your dreams, your membership through National Black MBA will allow you to get one step closer to dream fulfillment. Before we close and move to the Q&A portion, I'd like to share this recap video from our 2019 conference held in Houston. Given all that's been shared today, this will help to summarize what is in store when you attend the conference this year in Washington, D.C.
at the National Black MBA Association, for me, is really a dream come true. I get to meet, the heads of corporations. I get to meet those people who are aspired to working for those corporations, and then we meet in the middle and create a synergy that I think expands throughout the world. So it was really important for me to be here.
It all starts with passion, and we've heard that word quite a bit today. Because when you live your passion, folks, you never work a day in your life.
We are the largest conference of this type for diverse talent and for Black talent, African American students. And it gives them an opportunity to start their careers here with National Black MBA. That excites me.
I am really excited about the Scale Up Pitch. That's one of the favorite events that I enjoy attending every year when I come to National Black MBA Conference. I love hearing about the new startup companies and business that has potential for growth.
The workshops are top-notch and really touch on career professionals at every stage of their career. And there's also something this year for the entrepreneurs and the Entrepreneur Institute, so that they can not only share their businesses and their business ideas, but also meet the people that need to support them in order for them to be successful.
You can never, ever, ever hurt from having a network that looks like you, having access to resources and opportunities. We're a family.
It's really inspirational. Sometimes you get so caught up in your own daily work that sometimes you need to get motivation in what you do on a daily basis. And this event always come out with great motivation.
I don't think that there are enough of us pursuing MBAs, and so to have an event like this where there are so many companies, so many major companies that are interested in really looking for Black professionals, I think it's an incredible opportunity, and it's really something that everyone should be at.
We've got this big platform, and one of the reasons people like to work for Walmart is because they can make choices, make decisions that have an impact across scale, and so many customers, so many associates. There's a lot of great talent here, and we've got a lot of great opportunities. We just need to match them up.
It's great being around other Black professionals like yourself, doing, partying, networking, professional development. It's all here at conference, and everybody should experience it at least once.
For me, it's all about being able to share the experiences that I've had that can possibly help someone make a better decision, step in a better direction. So it's all for the good.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am Black MBA.
Thank you so much, and we are now at the Q&A portion of our presentation today. I want to remind everyone that you can ask questions on the right-hand side of your screen in the Q&A box. You can submit your question and press the send button or enter to bring your question through to our presenters. So with that, I'll turn it over to LaPrae George to go through any questions that might have come through.
Thank you very much, Tyler. And good afternoon again, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. Got a few questions that came through the queue. The first is, how do we start a chapter at our institution? So, Lauren, in order to start a chapter, actually with myself being the Director of University Relations, I would connect with your administration in the business school, more than likely, to establish that relationship and discuss kind of what that partnership will look like. And I'll send an email to you. Actually, I'll share my email address in the chat, and we'll get that to you. So that way you can send me an email, and I'll be able to connect with you. We can have a phone call and discuss details around that. So my email address will be sent out shortly. I believe it'll be in the chat somewhere where you can copy it down, and we'll be able to connect that way. Another question I will throw, and I think my email just popped up there. I'll throw this question over to Amelia. Amelia, can you talk more about, well, the question states, can you get a mentor while being an undergrad member? Can you talk more about how the local chapters provide mentorship to our student members?
Sure. Thank you, LaPrae. And thank you for that question. I believe that came from Lauren Wynn. Yes, you can obtain a mentor while you're in undergrad, but your students have to get involved with the local chapter. And what that means is reach out to your local chapter to see who your chapter president is or your membership director, and they will, each chapter should have an education portion to their chapter education arm like we do in Chicago, and you can reach out to them and they can tell you how to get involved with the events and programs that we have. And then the key there is to show up at these events and programs. Get acquainted with everyone. Get out, learn, network. The networking is key. As far as mentoring, that is the key to that one-on-one conversation, that networking. A lot of times you would think we will assign mentors. Well, typically what we do, especially within the Chicago chapter, we see who, as far as our mentoring program, we see that the connections are made when we have our events and programs, whether it's career and professional development, career advancement, our membership events. That is when the connections are being made. That is when you have an opportunity to connect with people in your field that you're interested in going on. And of course, you have the chapter leadership that's available as well that can guide you through certain seasons of your professional career. So I hope that answers your question, but the main thing is that individual, that undergraduate student has to get involved. And
thank you, Amelia.
Hello, Nora. You're welcome.
All right. Thanks, Amelia. So another question is coming through from so Kirk Carrington from Morgan State. Kirk's asking, is there an alternative date for National Black Conference due to COVID-19? Hey, Kirk, so no, we are still moving forward with our conference planning. Conference will still take place in late September, the 22nd through the 26th. We will provide additional updates as they become available on our website or via email blast to our members. But as it stands right now, we are moving forward with conference planning. And September 22nd to the 26th, we'll be in Washington, D.C. for our 42nd annual conference. Another question is coming up from Gloria Adam. What's the eligibility criteria for scholarships available, and who do we need to reach out to for such opportunities? Gloria, we have an entire page on our website dedicated to scholarships. So if you go to nbnbaa.org and follow the drop-down options to scholarships, you see listings from all of our collegiate and corporate partners. The eligibility criteria is first that you're a member of National Black MBA. Beyond that, the criteria is based on that respective institution or corporate partners' requirements. Typically, it's for corporate partners, it's just based on your major and the year of study that you're in. For collegiate partners, it's just based on their admissions criteria. Most of the scholarships for the universities are for students that are entering the university. In some cases, there are graduate opportunities available for students that are going from their first to second year. But again, from National Black, the requirement that you're a member from the university or the corporate partner is based on their respective criteria, and it's all provided on our website. Okay, let's see.
LaPrae, if I
yes,
can interrupt for 2 seconds, I wanted to add
Sure.
in or add to your response. So that's the response from the national level. The response from the local level is you want to definitely review and check out the different events and programs that the local chapter has in regards to scholarships. You may want to review their website, reach out to their education team and the scholarship committees of each local programming, because the local chapters also give out scholarships. Here in Chicago, we give out scholarships, and it's typically fourth quarter of the year, and that runs from October to December. Sometimes we'll do a case competition. Sometimes it may be an essay contest. So you want to not only look at what the national office is offering, you want to look at what the local chapter is offering, but you have to stay abreast of the timing in which they are offering scholarships, and that means you have to stay tuned. You have to be on their distribution list. You have to make sure you're checking out their websites for those particular offerings. Back to you, LaPre.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you mentioned those things. Yeah, as Amelia mentioned, all of our chapters also offer scholarship opportunities. While we do offer them at the national level, of course, locally, there are scholarship opportunities offered year-round as well. Next question from Janelle. Will the presentation be made available to us for contact info for the case competition? Janelle, we can actually provide you with Dr. Kelvin Moore's email address via the chat feature. He will be able to answer questions and also assist you with getting registered for the case competition this year. And I'll add that to the chat box in just a moment. Let's see here. Another question for you, Amelia. We have a recent MBA graduate from Canada looking to move to Chicago. How can they join the Chicago chapter? And I think you mentioned in your presentation, but did you want to provide a kind of refresher on how to join the local chapter?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do something. I'm going to see if I can put my actual email address so that you can contact me. So that you can get a little bit more information about what we do in the Chicago chapter. You can provide me with your email address so that I can add you to our email distribution list. In addition to that, how do you join the Chicago chapter? So again, like in the presentation, you want to go to the national website, www.nbmbaa.org. You're going to select the membership type that you are interested in joining under. And then you're going to proceed with the membership application process. Within that process, you are going to select your affiliate chapter, which is the Chicago chapter. And then once that is completed, your name will be added to our chapter roster. We will get notification that you have joined. You'll probably get a welcome from me or our membership director. Her name is Morgan Waller, and welcoming you not only into the organization but into the Chicago chapter. And then your journey with the Chicago chapter begins there. We welcome you to Chicago in advance. We can't wait to see you and have you participate in our events and our programs. And so hopefully that information will be placed in the Q&A chat box so that you'll have it. And just so everyone knows, each chapter is the same thing. You just select your affiliate chapter that's closest to you. Back to you, LaPre.
Thanks again, Amelia. All right, another question from, I believe it's Jaleesa Montgomery. Jaleesa attends Alabama A&M, also one of our collegiate partners. And her question is, can I become a member of the association if there's not a chapter in my area? Great question, Jaleesa. There's not a chapter in Alabama at this time. However, you can always register as a member at large, and that way you'll be assigned to the national headquarters. You can actually also select any chapter that you like. So when you go in to register as a member, you can actually choose which chapter in whatever state or city that you'd like to be a part of. So you do have that option when you sign up. But if you don't choose any, you'll be a national or NHQ member, or more of a member at large, I should say. And you just receive information from headquarters the same way you would receive from a local chapter. Okay, so the email addresses were added there for both Amelia and Dr. Kelvin Moore in regards to case. So you'll be able to reach out to them respectively for your questions that are aligned with what they do. Okay, so a question for Chanel. If a student is transferring and they want to participate in the case competition, how would they go about doing so? And that's questions from Miari Phillips, I believe is the name, just asking if a student's transferring and they want to take part in the case competition, how would they go about doing so?
Miari, if you could kindly provide a little bit more detail and context so that I can appropriately answer your question.
I'm not sure if she's typing, but we'll give her a second to see if she adds more. We'll go on to the next question and see if we can get more information from her. Herman Smith is asking, will the presentation be recorded and provided for review after our session? Yes, so all of the webinars that we present are archived and added to our archived website webinars. We have a webinar series, so we have everything that we ever host via webinar saved as archive. As a member, you can log in and access the archive of all of our past webinars. All the information from this webinar, however, is available usually on our website. You can also send me an email or Amelia with specific questions, but most of the details we shared are on the website or available through one of our local chapters.
So, LaPrae, I will attempt to answer Miari's question. If you're transferring to a new institution, I'm assuming you're transferring this upcoming fall, you'll want to get in contact with your career services director at your new school and find out if your school is currently participating in the case competition. Miari says, I currently go to Bowling Green State University, and I'm looking to transfer to a HBCU, but I haven't chosen which one I will be attending yet. Okay, great. So same rules apply. When you arrive at your new institution, reach out to your career services director as soon as possible to find out if your school is currently a collegiate partner with the National Black MBA Association, or if they're planning to participate in this year's case competition. If not, I definitely encourage you to make a case to your advisor for your advisor to bring together a group of students and guide you guys through the process. But it's really important that your advisor be invested. If your school has not participated in the past, it's very important that the advisor be invested and understand the value add of you all participating. Students cannot register themselves. Students cannot manage their own involvement in the case competition process. So reach out to us once you find out which school you're transferring to. Send a note to Dr. Moore and let him know of your intentions, and we'll be sure to follow up with you.
Thank you, Chanel. All right, another question from Amani Dews, graduating senior at Morgan State University. What opportunities are available for students transitioning into the workforce, and what tips could you provide? So I'm going to open this up to Amelia as well, but I'll begin by saying that you definitely want to utilize the Career Success Network that I mentioned in the presentation. As it stands, that network and that database allows your resume to be seen by all of our corporate partners, and they'll actually reach out to you if there's interest in your skill sets and what you're looking to do within their organization. I would definitely provide, if you're a member, obviously, of a local chapter, to connect with the local chapter for resources they may have with some of their corporate partners. I know quite often, and actually just kind of the usual protocol, we have corporate partners that contact our local chapters specifically for talent. So it will be a great idea to have a connection point at the local chapter to be able to engage with companies that are hiring for certain positions. But again, I would say start with the Career Success Network to get your resume posted and see what available opportunities exist there. But in addition, local chapters always have resources along the same lines. Amelia, did you want to add anything to that?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, LaPrae. I'll just add on to what you stated. There is a reason why I keep emphasizing get involved with your local chapters and attend the events and programs. What you must understand is that we partner with the corporations that are in our cities and that are in our states. For Chicago, for example, we have a large amount of Fortune 500, Fortune 100, Fortune 1000 companies that we partner with. And we partner on events and programming with career advancement, professional development, such as resume writing, such as interviewing, such as master's class series, such as Gold Key Access, such as executive training, things of that nature. We partner with these corporations so that they can get access to whom? To you. You are the talent. That is what they're partnering with us for. Of course, for professional development opportunities, but at the same time, they are partnering with us to recruit, and they are looking to recruit top talent. And these events and programs are ways in which they can do so without necessarily having a large career fair. It's a little bit more of an intimate setting. You can talk to them one-on-one easily. And so that is why it's very important and very crucial for you to get connected, because when you enter into the workforce and you have given them your business card and they know who you are when you attend these events and programs and you call them up or you email them, they say, okay, I know who this person is. Let me set you up for an interview with my head of HR or with my recruiting and talent acquisition. And so when you have that opportunity, it's a lot easier to transition into the workforce from where you are than to sit back and wait for something to happen. I hope that answers your question, Amani.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks, Amelia. And I also want to add, so Morgan State is soon to be one of our newer collegiate partners. We work closely with Nick Fletcher in the Graves School of Business. I believe he's the associate director or assistant director. He actually is providing his email address in the question feature that you should be able to see now, Amani. You can actually email Nick as well. He may have some additional pointers for you or contacts that he can provide that will assist you in your search. So hopefully all that information will be helpful and we can get everything resolved for you. All right, so I believe we've answered most of the questions. A lot of these are just comments in regards to, the presentation as a whole, asking for copies of the presentation. I think that may be just about it. I'll wait another second to see. I think I see someone typing. Yes, we covered everything. And we're pretty close to the cutoff time of 1 o'clock. So I'll give it just another second or so, and then we'll give you guys the rest of your afternoon back. Okay. Yep, so here's another question. Do we need to pay for the national and local chapter? Yes, so there is a membership fee required. For undergraduate students, it's only $30 for the entire year. And then for grad students, it's $45 for the entire year. So you just pay that fee once and you have full access to our local chapters as well as our national initiatives. And of course, you will receive a great discount around your conference registration, either as a K-Student participant or just a standard member, a standard participant in the overall conference itself. All right, so a lot of people are asking for copies of the presentation, so I will be able to share that on the website. I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of the other questions are pretty straightforward, and just we've already answered anything. Okay, yep, there's one from Latrice Hall. I'm a working professional as well as a grad student. What membership would you recommend? So Latrice, if you just recently graduated, you would be in our professional category. If you visit the website, you'll see the different options that exist. So we have 3 different levels of professional depending on your work experience. So depending on how long it's been since you've graduated, that will determine your membership level. So when you go on the site to register, you'll see the breakdown of how the cost structures are set up. All right, I'll give it a couple of more minutes, just to see if we get any additional or final questions. And I do want to also mention that we did present a raffle for the first 25 students that were to register for the webinar. You'll be notified via email of if you are a winner of that raffle. So there will be 2 students selected. So thank you for registering for the webinar and taking part today. We'll get that out to you via email. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close and let you guys have back the rest of your afternoon. Again, my name is LaPre George. We greatly appreciate you all spending time with us this afternoon. Please make sure to take a few minutes to complete the survey that will be arriving in your mailbox in just a few minutes. And again, I know we did a survey, a raffle for the initial registration, but we'd like to do another for the first 25 students that submit a completed survey. They'll be in there for a drawing as well. So we're going to pick 2 students, the first 25 to complete the survey that we're sending out after the webinar, and we'll provide 2 students with a gift card to show our appreciation for your participation today. Amelia, did you have any final comments or closing remarks?
Well, I just want to say once again, thank you all for allowing us to talk with you today and speak with you today about the benefits and the opportunities with joining the National Black MBA Association and becoming involved with the National Black MBA Association in your local chapters. It's very important that you assess network that is going to help increase your net worth. I'll say that again. It's very important that you join a network that's going to increase your net worth. And so, once again, thank you again, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thanks, Amelia. And Chanel, did you have any final comments or closing remarks? I know that Chanel has a newborn baby, so she may be tending to her motherly duties. So I'll just on behalf of Chanel,
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I'm here. Right. I just wanted to take an opportunity. I was on mute. Sorry about that. Wanted to take an opportunity to thank all of you for joining today's webinar. That's the first step in taking control of your own educational trajectory and your own career path. We look forward to seeing you all, if not at a local chapter meeting at the 2020 conference, and feel free to reach out to us via the emails that were provided in the chat.
Awesome. And again, this is the first webinar in a series that we'll have over the next few months. We'll have several webinars between now and by the time you guys return to school in the fall. So be on the lookout for more information about the webinars. We'll do much deeper dives into things around, resume writing and having that winning resume, your elevator pitch and what that means, how to present yourself in a quick, 15 to 30-second window to potential employers and recruiters. We'll talk more about the different workshops that our chapters provide. There's a variety of topics that we'll have to cover just to really help you guys be best prepared to transition from your education onto the workforce, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, we have tons of resources for those purposes. So again, my name is LaPrae George on behalf of Amelia Jackson, Chanel Pugh. We greatly appreciate your time. Pray that you guys all remain safe, and we will talk with you soon. Have a great rest of your day.